Recently, Lilith announced that there is going to be an event where you will be able to swap the levels, star levels, and most importantly, skill levels of a commander with another one. But before you get too hyped and make all kinds of plans, you should be aware of the fact that it may not work as you think it will. So today we're going to talk about the possible restrictions for the Commander Swap event so that you can prepare your account for each scenario. And for that, we are going to visit my first ever Rise of Kingdoms account that I only logged in maybe only a couple times in the past year. What's going on, my beautiful governors, and welcome to my zeroed account. If you wonder how old this account is, if you head over to dispatch, you can see I can still select speed ups and resources from dispatching. Oh my god. So for a couple reasons, mostly to be able to create fresh content different than the other content creators, I completely abandoned this account and created a restart account. And if you want me to do an account review to this one, because we had, if I remember correctly, a lot of expertise commanders. Yeah, definitely not bad. If you want me to do an account review to this abandoned account, let me know in the comment section down below. However, as I said, today's topic is the commander swap. Now, what is most important in this whole paragraph is the sentence. Each swap allows you to choose two commanders with some exceptions. Now, let's talk about the possible exceptions. The first one and the most obvious one is, of course, with a 100% chance you won't be able to swap your expertise FF flat for another commander. That is the first thing. We can all agree on that. You get your sculptures from Expedition, completely free to play. You can max her super fast, and there is just no way that you will be able to expertise a random commander or any commander of your choice with your FF flat. No questions, you won't be able to do that. And the other exception is clearly going to be Minamoto and Helmut Barca, because they are only available in the VIP. You can pay your way to expertise them. Let's say Minamoto, just about $200. You can expertise him and swap with a different commander. Yes, $200 is a lot, but if you're not a free to play, if you will be able to do that, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because the best bundle in the game to get sculptures, universal sculptures, is Writer of the History. It gives you 10 sculptures for $5. And basically, if we divide 690 to 10, we need to buy the Writer of History bundle 69 times. And 69 times 5 is going to cost us $345. So it's way more expensive than Minamoto. It's almost double the amount. So if you're a spender, if you will be able to do that, of course, you can just go ahead, max your Minamoto, and then swap. However, I don't think that you also won't be able to swap your Minamoto or Hannibal Barca for any commander of your choice. Now, these two restrictions, FF flat and VIP commanders, I think 100% you won't be able to do that. But there is more. The next one is going to be the gathering commanders. I think it is highly unlikely that you will be able to swap your gathering commanders for anyone, because the thing about gathering commanders is that they are not just the gold key commanders. There is also a chest, commander sculpture chest, that you can get sculptures for specifically for gathering commanders. It says Cleopatra, Syndiak, or Ishida Mitsunari. And because of this specific chest, you can expertise these commanders way easier compared to other gold key commanders or any commander in the game other than FF flat. And I think due to that, look, my Cleopatra is already expertised, but I still have 269 extra sculptures plus 220 commander sculpture chests. So I don't believe that you will be able to do this for your gathering commanders. Speaking of gathering commanders, because they are gold key commanders, here's another very possible restriction. And that, of course, I think is going to be just the gold key commanders in general. Because to be able to expertise these commanders, you don't need to do anything extra. You just need to play the game, and yes, it's going to take quite a while, but after a certain point, if you just keep regularly playing the game, you are going to expertise them. You're going to at least start expertising them. You won't be able to do it at once. My Charles Martel is expertised just from the gold keys. However, we are still missing 41 sculptures. Mehmet, we are missing ton of sculptures. Or Kao, for example, we are way closer to expertise him compared to, as I said, Mehmet. So you're not going to get equal amount of sculptures for your gold key commanders, but as I said, over the course of time, when you just regularly play the game, unless you are like super casual, you're going to expertise them. So I don't think you will be able to swap your gold key commanders for any commander of your choice. So I think the ones that we discussed so far were quote-unquote the obvious ones. Your FF flat, your VIP commanders, gatherers, and most likely your gold key commanders you won't be able to use. Now the next restriction could be, and it's going to upset a lot of people, however, as I said, I want you to be ready for everything. That's why I'm making this video. And that possibility is troop types. Because since they announced the commander swap feature on my Discord, other Discords, I see a lot of people talking about changing their main troop types. For example, let's say you have 1 infantry, 1 cavalry, and 3 archers. And unfortunately, 3 archers are not performing well. So you could be thinking, what if I get rid of 2 of my archers? So I'll go down to 2 archer marches instead of 3. And then I go for 2 infantry and 1 cavalry. Or another alternative that I see, especially on Mr. Siege Discord, is that people thinking about, they always thought about investing on siege marches, but they never did. So they are thinking, okay, maybe if I just use 2 of my quote-unquote dead commanders and I expertise, I don't know, let's say Gajamada and Cordoba, I swap those commanders for Gajamada and Cordoba so that I can have a siege march. I can at least try it without investing any of my universal legendary sculptures. And this is where the restriction comes in. There is, I think, a possibility that swaps will only be available for commanders from the same troop type. If the troop type matters, if that's a restriction, then let's say you have an expertise Genghis Khan, perfect. You can swap him for Nevsky, Ho-Kyu Bing, maybe in the next upcoming cavalry, if we will be able to do it. But if you were planning to swap your Genghis Khan for Liu Che, for example, or Zhuge Liang, or as I said, for a siege commander, you may not be able to do it. So that's why I want you to plan for all the possibilities. What happens if they put a troop restriction? Because that literally restricts a lot of possibilities, but as I said, they might do it. So if I was still playing on this account, for example, I have a lot of dead expertise commanders. Look, I have Harald Sigurdsson. I wouldn't say Guan Yu is dead, but with the release of Ragnar, I think for 2 infantry marches, he's certainly benchable. I have Attila and Takeda, both expertise. I have Burica, again, if you are not using, let's say, 3 archer marches, you'll probably bench her as well. So if the situation of your account is similar to this one, you have a bunch of quote-unquote dead commanders from each troop type, then yes, restrictions doesn't matter. For example, I can just swap this one for Zhuge Liang or swap my Herald for Liu Che. There are a lot of possibilities. But if not, let's say you only have a handful of commanders and you want to get rid of some of them and maybe invest on different troop types, don't start making plans yet. I mean, do your plans, but at this moment, do not start, crafting equipment for that possible march or just training bunch of troops. Just hold on your... How do I say that? Hold on your horses? Wait, okay, it is hold your horses. Yes, hold your horses for now until we see the actual restrictions, because yes, it is actually quite obvious that we won't be able to swap our Ethelflaed, Minamoto, Hannibal Barca, whatever. But this one, I mean, troop type restrictions, I don't think a lot of people thinks about it, but it is still very possible. Hope you guys liked it, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, what are going to be those restrictions, and the cost. They say there is a certain cost. I don't think it's going to be too high because, I mean, even if it is 200k gems, I think it's still worth it. If I can just get rid of this Harald Sigurdsson and expertise, I don't know, Liu Che, William Wallace, whatever, with 1 click, I will take it. But how a free-to-play, low-spender, whatever, is going to get those 200,000 gems? I don't think it's going to be that expensive. As I said, let me know what you guys think down below. And make sure to subscribe for more Rise of Kingdoms videos. Thank you for watching and thank you for liking the video if you did. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.